Rise and shine, Valentine's. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Appreciate you joining the career briefing. I'll try not to be too long-winded, but I do want to hit the most pertinent areas of the position and what we're offering. And most importantly for you is whether or not you're able to discern whether or not you're the right person for this job. I'm Richard Dale. This is Britton Bassan, my associate. And I'm going to be visiting with you about the exclusive territory preset appointment division of Buffett. Obviously, as the name says, it is exclusive territories, and we always have preset appointments. We have them Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We started in 2010 as a DBA, became a corporation the year after. We've since expanded to all 50 states and U.S. territories as well. We have been, conservatively speaking, exponentially growing. A big part of that is our market, the baby boomer market. I remember when I started in the business 20 plus years ago, we were talking a few thousand people a day getting on Medicare. Now we're seeing 11,000 plus. And if nothing changes with medical science, it will be more than double that in 10 years at 20,000 plus a day getting on Medicare and living longer. These are the mandatory success characteristics. Highly trainable, hardworking, money motivated, highly money motivated. I think virtually everyone would agree that they're money motivated. But how serious are you with that? Perseverance, very, very key, is what my grandmother used to call stick-to-itiveness. There's a learning curve to this business, which requires patience, endurance, and again, perseverance. And of course, our market. We deal with folks on a fixed income that are senior citizens, hence Buffett Senior Healthcare. If you're not comfortable with senior citizens, you can exit the career briefing right now. I can tell you at the bottom of this slide, notice it's in red and yellow font, or yellow highlight. Communication is the difference between success and failure. And we'll get into more detail on that. We have a proven system that works. Time and time again. It's only gotten better and better as time has gone on. You must learn our presentation model. We don't want is someone to try and come in and reinvent the wheel, which in all candor, my best candidates and those that I can make successful the quickest and have the shortest learning curve, frankly, are those that are not licensed. In fact, have little to no sales experience. The reason for that is they don't have any bad habits. It's easy for me to mold them into the successful profile that they need to be. Here we go. Hardworking, 12 to 14-hour days to start, 4 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yes, we can enjoy a 3-day weekend, but we get a full weekend in just those 4 days. Long hours during that learning curve, because you want to be giving as many full presentations as possible, sunrise to sunset. The more full presentations that you give, the better you're going to get just by osmosis, human nature, and experience. Generally speaking, it's a exclusive territory, 90 to 100 plus miles. And there is, in the beginning, the possibility of overnight travel. And consider this as if you're driving 90 miles out to the part of your territory where your preset appointments are that week. Back and forth, that's 180-mile radius, back and forth. That's a lot of wear and tear on your car, but it's also, you have gas expense. But for me, it's also an exhaustion factor. Remember what I said a moment ago about full presentations and giving as many full presentations as possible. The more full presentations, the quicker you're going to overcome your learning curve. And there's really a magical number to that, believe it or not. And that is 20 full presentations is when a new consultant becomes an experienced consultant, to where things get stable. Everything starts to gel together. That proverbial light bulb goes off in your head. And you become a professional. Yes, Monday and Saturday work. Well, we don't have preset appointments on Monday because all of our appointments are made 24 hours in advance. We're not going to call on Sunday and have them make appointments for Monday. Same as we're not going to call on Saturday and have them make it for Sunday. So we have Saturdays and Mondays, weekends and Mondays off, the exception of our web conference. And but what should we do during that time as a new consultant? Let's be giving more full presentations. Let's make some more sales too. Okay, more full presentations. The quicker you get out of that learning curve, the quicker you'll master this, and you'll be excelling from there. Fear of rejection. If you're an individual that has difficulty with being told no, this is definitely not the right job for you. This is in-home sales. We're going to be told no, particularly when you first start. You're going to be told no more than you are yes, and that's expected. Definitely when you first start. That'll get less as time goes on, the more full presentations, obviously. But if you have a fear of rejection where that gets inside your head, I don't have an anecdote for that other than to say, get over yourself. You're gonna have rejection, and that's okay. But we're not going to let it get into our head and cry ourselves to sleep on our huge pillow. We're going to suck it up and go on to the next one. It's a numbers game. Our market, our target market, listen closely here, it's in yellow. Folks on Medicare that are living on a fixed income. Now, Medicare, generally you turn 65, you get on Medicare, which is socialized health insurance, and it covers roughly 80% of doctor and hospital bills. Our policy covers everything after that, any doctor, any hospital. Now, our appointments are made with them understanding not to let you in the door unless they see your identification badge. Okay, that has your picture on it, your obviously your name, and your Department of Insurance number, and that we specialize in those that are living on a fixed income. Again, they're all in-home resident in their residential home. They've invited you into their home. We've spoken to two different people the day before. One that set the appointment and a supervisor that called them back about 15 minutes after and confirmed that they wanted the appointment. Our attire is very similar to what I'm wearing here, is button-down shirt with a pocket so I can have my identification badge and a pair of slacks. We're not going to cut off jeans and tennis shoes, but we're also not wearing a suit. Daily preset appointments, 24 hours in advance, as I mentioned, double verified. And we have a starting base pay over 4 weeks of $1,200, plus all commission as well. Expense reimbursement up to $500, depending on the level of production. And that's on a weekly basis. And at 180 days of preset appointments, you're granted a $15,000 cash bonus. I call it a tenure bonus. And there really is no catch to it other than tenure. To me, something I love doing is being a mentor. I love training, and it's been a passion of mine for years. You're tied up to the hip with someone for 90 days, perhaps myself, maybe Mr. Bassan here, maybe one of our other guys, but during that 90 days, we're dedicated to you, to getting you to where you need to be. And we're compensated based on your success level, your level of production, and the retention of success. We don't like turnover. We want the right person. We're not hiring the masses and sticking them in classes and firing their asses. We are getting the right people that concur. I am the right person, Richard. And I say, yes, Mason, you are the right person. I'm dedicated to you. And we work our butts off to get you to where you need to be. And we don't stop. We don't expect you to. It's a legitimate 6-figure first-year income. Our average is around 80 grand. I'm hoping that you can be better than average, but still a healthy first year income. It is not a get rich quick scheme. Okay. I don't buy into those. This is a grow wealthy with your future. Yes. With the equity that you earn from your renewals. But this is not one where I'm going to tell you you're going to go out and make 100 grand a day. Those simply don't exist, or at least they don't stick. We have employee health insurance benefits as soon as 30 days. That includes dental, vision, medical across the board. Self-employed 501c3 retirement options available. But your best benefit is renewal commissions. That's the beauty of the insurance business. Okay, stacking year after year of renewal. Okay, well, rather day after day of renewal as you continue to write more policies, it continue to pay you year after year after year. Unlike selling a car or a house, once you've sold a car or a house, you're broke again, right? You're not going to get any more commission from that. In our business, the policies stay on average 9.63 years, roughly 10 years, 10 years of renewals just from selling one call close in their home. Why? Well, it's an absolute need product. Our market, again, our target market is what? On a fixed income. They're not in the workforce. They're out of the workforce. They're living on Social Security. They may have a moderate savings, but that is our target market. They can't afford to pay healthcare costs out of pocket, even the 20% after Medicare. They need something that's going to pay for all of their medical costs and at any doctor, any hospital. What does that do for us? Well, it's a universal benefit for all of us, and that it means job security. We're not affected by the economy. Again, our folks are not in the workforce. Financial security. Well, I just touched on the renewals. That is huge for financial security. It's the reason why this is the only job I've ever had. And I really like the idea of not having to worry about changes in the economy or administration or any other horror stories that many people I know have endured, which thankfully I never have, but I'm in this business. Medicare supplement, again, very simple. Pays for everything after Medicare, any doctor at any hospital. Our carriers, our insurance companies that we represent, are all blue chip, household names. Other products. Okay, so we have our Medicare supplement policy. We have, candidly, we have all health and life and annuity products. Well, we start off with training the Medicare supplement, lump sum cancer benefits, final expense life insurance, our LifeVantage Healthcare partner benefit program, which is in-house, home health care, short-term care, long-term care, and of course the financial products, fixed and variable annuities, and countless others. Just to name a few of our carriers, a few of them, Aetna, Mutual of Omaha, United Healthcare. Training. It's state and federal law that you're licensed in order to conduct business. That generally takes about 2 or 3 weeks, roughly around $300 to get your license, pay for your exam fee and your study course, and then you have your base pay after that. In addition to that, we also reimburse you for that cost once you've assumed your position. Initial training. I don't do the 3-day long, 12-hour-a-day courses. I do 1 day. I don't need that much time. I keep things simple. Okay. I teach you how to be a closer. I teach you how to explain exactly what we're going to do to take care of them and how they're not going to have to worry with it if we get them approved, which is always a key phrase, is if we can get them approved. Our close is the understanding that we're going to try and get them approved. We're going to take a full application, see what happens. We get them approved, wonderful. And between all of our carriers, we'll find one way or another to get them approved. And but following the system, I can't emphasize that enough, is not to stray from it. And you heard what I said before about my best candidates are those with little to no sales experience and not licensed. And now you know why. They don't have a choice but to follow the system. They don't come in with bad habits. Um, I don't have to chisel into a sculpture that's already made wrong. That's a difficult thing to do, and it's painful. Rather, if someone is open-minded enough, even if they have experience, to learn an entirely new way of approaching our way of doing business, uh, you're going to be successful, really. And 70 to 80% of our business is replacing other competitor policies. 70 to 80%. We're improving what they have. We're always doing a better benefit for them. We don't downgrade. It's better than nothing. Our number one reason for success is our preset appointments, leads. If you've been in sales, you know what a pain in the rear it is to have to try and find your own customers and have to prospect, cold call, bang the phones for half the dang week, chase around a bunch of mail cards. When I first started the business, I went through a lot of that heartache. Having preset appointments already made for me 24 hours in advance, I log into my account 6 p.m. in the evening every night, and I see what I'm going to have for my next day. It's in my territory, and it's all in the same spot every day, every week. We generally have 2 to 4 appointments a day, average about 3. That's not including our referrals that we get, which is something I really emphasize and train a lot on, is the difference between an average producer that's writing 7 applications in a week, making about 80 grand. That person could be doubling their income if they would run their referrals. But that boils down to what's the work ethic and what's the true drive for financial success. But if you're average, that doesn't make you a bad person. That's what average is, right? I'm going to try and get you above average. Our average age, listen closely, is 73 and a half. They've been on Medicare for roughly 9 years. They all have a income of 15,000 or greater. Okay, that's the threshold between Medicaid and Medicare. They receive mail-outs announcing who you are in your territory. They know your first and last name. That's our lead-in for when our call center calls to book the appointment, to grab their attention. And then from that mailer then turns into a preset appointment. And then it's called back again by a supervisor that day to confirm their interest, their qualification, that they know your first and last name and what time you're going to be there and what we're going to be discussing, which are the changes in Medicare of the 10-point questionnaire, or what we used to call fact finder. I want to emphasize this. Listen, appointments are not pre-sold, or else they wouldn't need us. Okay, they're preset, not pre-sold. You're not going to walk in and have a check sitting at the table, and if you do, those are the hardest ones to close. This is a one-call close, though, and we'll have no-shows. We're going to be late to some appointments. We'll have skeptical people. They don't know you. You're a stranger. You didn't, you don't go to their church. You didn't date their daughter in high school. You're a stranger. And they're going to be standoffish because aside from God and family, their number one concern after that is healthcare. Why? They're getting older. They read the obituaries. They hear the horror stories of their contemporaries that are healthy one day and then sick the next, and then they pass away and leave a ton of medical bills behind. Or worse, they can't afford to get the care that they need, and that results in their mortality. We want to give them, any doctor, any hospital, 100% coverage, the very best, assuming we can get them approved. The average cost of our appointments is $82 to the company, right? So that emphasizes again why we want the right person. This isn't something you're going to come on and try this out for a couple weeks and see how it goes. That's not going to happen. This is a career decision, hence career briefing. This is not just a job swap. All right. This is a decision, Richard, I want to make a complete career change and I'm dedicated to it. I'll help you. I'll get you there. But I need that commitment. I don't need flakiness. Our corporate headquarters is in Dallas. And we do all of our business processing here. We do our policy persistency maintenance. We do follow-up calls to the customers. We don't, but we have staff that does that for us, which is another convenience. And they also follow up with our anniversary mailers and our birthday mailers and so forth. Basically, it's taking out all the things that are not selling. When I started, we had a lot of headache with having to make our own appointments and then having to follow up with persistency calls. Well, why not hire good help for that? Let us do what we do best, which is sell, sell, sell. Pre-set appointments. This is what we're going to focus on, is selling business, moving business, making it happen come. You have a full supply kit, a presentation model, presentation manual, and anywhere and everywhere after that too. And countless live customer presentations, consultant testimonials, a ridiculous amount of customer testimonials, which are really helpful. It's a comprehensive training program, but it's not one, at least my style is not to drag it out and torture you. Let's make it simple. Start with the primary products, the easiest to place business, and we'll expand our horizons from there. Breakdown of the average first-year weekly income. An entry-level consultant, just as a base producer, they make around $1,500–1,600 a week, about 80 grand. If they train some, they'll make an extra $500–600 extra a week. If they're a manager, they'll make an additional income. They make about $2,300–2,400 a week. And a team leader is a team leader with 4 producers under them. They make around $3,400 a week. And keep in mind, this is not including, this is first year income. It's not including the renewals. 100% commission-based pay. Your learning curve is that 20 full presentations. You'll probably close about 20% when you first start. Your first 5–10 presentations, probably close 1 or 2 of them. Not bad, but once we get to our next 10, we want to see 4 and 5, and ultimately get you at a rate of over 80% close ratio, which really isn't that difficult once you've done the work and learned. But it really is simply learning the process and sticking to it. Remember what my grandma said, stick to it to this, right? Persistency, being perseverant, dedicated to success. We're paid an 18% commission on our Medicare policies. Quick breakdown, as you can see on the screen. Our average premium is $150 a month for our Medicare policy. It pays an 18%, which is $27. We're paid a 9-month advance, which means in gross, $243 per application. Okay, obviously a husband and wife would be 2 applications. The average, I stress that again, average producer will do 7 of those applications per week, which, following the simple math, that's $1,701, $1,700. And that's not including any other products. We're assuming that the average producer does none of those, which isn't practical, but to keep things conservative. 7% first year renewal income. All the business you write your first year, the next year is going to pay you 7%. All right, so if we do a breakdown of that, a producer that's writing 7 Medicare policies per week over the course of the year will have put up $654,696 of annualized premium over the course of the year. That second year, from month 13 to 24, you're paid 7% of that, which is $45,828.72. So that's second year renewals from your first year business. And that's not including you go out your second year, you're still getting your commission from that. This is in addition to it. It's a stacking effect. If you look at BuffettSeniorHealthcare.com, our website, you'll see an extensive amount of information on the stacking effect of renewals. Right. So first year business is paying you 45 grand the second year, and you didn't have to do anything to earn it after that. Third year, let's say you go out your second year and you're still an average producer, just doing 7 Medicare supplement applications. All right. First year business, now your second year business, and your third year, you're having a renewal income of over $91,000 just by being average. It's the beauty of this business, folks, the stacking effect. I am an addict to it. Our vesting, solid retirement plan, right? Well, after your second year, you're 25% vested, third year, 50, fourth year, 75, and at the end of your fifth year, you're 100% vested. What does that mean? It means you get to keep it. It's all yours at that point. %20 close ratio. We've already touched on that. That's where I set my, when I'm training, generally speaking, I'll put the producer goal at the bottom 20% level, a low producer, and slowly move it up from there. So if I can say we're going to close 20% of our full presentations, I'm extremely confident that in a matter of a couple, 3 weeks, we will be able to double that, and we'll be closing 40 or 50 just by getting out there and making full presentations. It's learning by experience, learning through osmosis. The next step, told you I'd be quick with everything. The next step, I want you to reach out to my associate. If you feel you're the right fit, don't waste our time if you're wishy-washy. You can go to BuffettSeniorHealthcare.com. That's BUFFETT, BuffettSeniorHealthcare.com. Read until your heart delight. But I can tell you right now, if based off of what I've explained to you, if you feel this might be the right fit for you, I would really encourage that the next thing you do is to call my associate, Mr. Bassan, Tristan. And his phone number is 214-476-7382. Tristan.Bassan@Team Sales Support is his email. I say, get on the horn, call him, and we will only hire someone if we do a face-to-face interview. All right. This is too serious of a position for us to just do a cheap one-on-one phone call with you. This is as good as that gets. Next, you're going to have to be face-to-face with us and allow us to determine whether or not we want to hire you. Okay? I don't know how else to be more candid with you. We do hope to hear from you. Best of luck.